Hello and welcome to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Yesterday we ended up getting some particle, or actually our entity hitboxes with our spellcast entities. So like our bad guy entities now react to our spellcasting. So we've got that. We need to shrink the hitbox for the top of the fire so that it's not as responsive. Because see, we hit, well, it's not actually looking too bad right now. But see, like right there, see how they're getting kicked away when the fire isn't actually really touching them, like the base, the thick part of the fire. So we're going to be shifting our hitbox for our top. I think we're going to be working on that. And then we'll see. I am not feeling too good today, so I might not stream that long, and I've got some homework to do, so I'll see what I can get done, but let's see. Now we've got a collides function, and it is a pure AABB. So this is tricky because we do want true collision detection for example, if an entity is walking on a sprite that is a type map object, so they can't walk over that, right? So we want true collision detection for that. But if we give ourselves a specific function called like fire spell collides, so that we can have a custom hitbox for our fire spell, then we need to, since we're going to have other spellcast entities, we don't want them all to be having the fire spell hitbox. So we'd want to kind of give ourselves a way to do more than just that. So either that means when we're cycling through our spellcast entities for hit detection, we say if type fire, then go ahead and run the collides fire. If type ice, you know, add the ice element or whatever it is. So yeah, I don't know what we should do. I'm gonna give us a totally separate function, and it's gonna be called fire spell collides. So we might want to open up our, let's open up a sprite and pull up our Flame Atlas. So look at this. We don't want our collision with this whole top area. We probably only want our collision to start maybe right there. More of the meat of the fire, right? So like if it's past there, which this looks like it's 7 pixels. No? Let's see. 6 pixels. I don't know. It looks. Let's count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we'll go with 7. So what we'll do is we'll treat our AABB collision as if the fire, so as if the target has a 6 pixel shrink on the top there. So I'm curious what our collision buffer is set to. Okay. So let's do this. We're going to say if the left side, or actually if the right side of our entity now, nothing should be different on the X values. It should only change on the Y because we're trying to shrink the height of our hitbox here. Or the left side of us is bigger than the right side of our target. So this is all the cases for when a collision is impossible. Yeah, we need an or here. Okay, so here is where we're checking whether or not the bottom of us, and this is going to remain the same, whether or not the bottom of us is smaller than the top of our spellcast entity, and then this is where we're going to give it that +6. So I think the move is here. We'll just, instead of a collision buffer, we're going to call it what is going on up here, man? So if we want it 6 pixels lower, 6 or 7 pixels lower, 7, 8, 9. Let's try putting 9. That might be too much. Let's just put 8 and see. So we just need to give it a different name, right? So like we're gonna call it flame collision buffer, and then we're gonna go into here, and we're going to say that we add our flame collision buffer. So the bottom of our entity would have to be smaller than the very top, and this is where we want to do it actually, the very top of our target minus of flame collision buffer, I'm pretty sure. Or the bottom of our entity would have to be smaller than... Hey, thanks for the follow, Spreen. I appreciate it. I didn't know anyone was here. That kind of gave me a mini heart attack, to be honest. Hey, how's it going? So yeah, we're checking if we're trying to do special collision boxes for our spellcast entities right now, so we're trying to figure that out. Trying to see if the bottom of our entity is smaller than the top of our hitbox for our spellcast entity. That's looking right. So the next thing we got to do now that we've got this new fire spell collides function is to run this function instead of the true AABB function right here when we're cycling through our spellcast entities. So we'll see when we run our collides it might be right here. So we've got to ask what type of fire, but as of right now, we've only got fire type entities, so we should be able to go fire spell collides right here. And now hopefully we would have that hitbox instead. Let's see. We're checking for the, oh, see, we did it the wrong way. Now it's too sensitive. Well, let me see. Yeah, it's looking too sensitive. So the right side of our entity is smaller than the left side of our target, or the left side of our entity is greater than the right side of the target. Then the bottom of our entity would have to be smaller than the top of our target. I think we need a, yeah, this needs to be a plus. And then that should be it. So they should be able to get a little closer to the fire before it officially hits them from the top. Well, let's reset that. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I've got to add some... I want to add some feature at some point to be able to just pause our game upon a certain function being ran or something, so that we can look at the entity's location the instant we collide, right? So we can see the very frame that we're calling that fire spell collides. I want to pause the game and see what the state is so that we can kind of assess a little better. That's looking better though. That looks right. That looks right to me. More right. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is give our entities a different AI. Hey, K-Tronics, how's it going, dude? You know, I just ate a bunch of Mexican food, so I'm in a carb coma right now. So I'm actually like kind of zonked out of it. But it's Friday. I got a lot of programming projects I want to get done this weekend, so I'm looking forward to it. Exactly, dude. The food coma is real. It was just a whole bunch of rice and beans and... Oh, man. Yeah, I'm feeling the food coma. Okay, so we're in our entity class. We want to give our entities a slightly random walk speed. So we've got a defined walk speed here. You know, I don't have any regrets, but I'm in the uncomfortable stage still. Like if 40 minutes from now, I think I'll feel like I still won't feel good, but I'll feel like not miserable. Right now, I'm like, oh, yeah. Like if I were to try to touch my toes right now, it would not go well. I'll leave it at that. So it looks like we're populating our entity's walk speed with whatever we define our walk speed as. Now that comes from our entity definitions, which is right here. We actually, yeah. So we give it a walk speed right here. So, you know, I got the good green chili though. It was good. We're giving a walk speed right here in our def for our geckos, but that is always a constant. So I guess what we want to do is, instead of setting, at least for now while we test this out, we want to set our walk speed for each entity. Oh, see, and this is jacked up. This is jacked up. Because our player is technically an entity too, we don't want to give our player a random walk speed as well, because this would overwrite our player's walk speed. I think I don't know a good way to do this. We could see, and it sucks because they're all initting on the same frame. So if we pass in a math.random with a range, it would all end up being the same value. Yeah, I did have a good day. I mean, it was, you know, had to go to work and then come back and do work. I work, so like I'll shoot videos in person and then I had to go back to the office and like back them up and upload them and all that kind of stuff. But overall, yeah, good day. Good day. I'm in the last 2-week stretch of this job, at least until my boot camp is over. So I think I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel of like, I've only got, you know, yeah, I've only got 9 more work days until I start my boot camp full time. So that will be good. We want to, how about you? Did you have a good day? Have you been streaming lately? I don't know if I've seen you going live lately. I think we just want to cycle through. See, I'm trying to avoid doing it every frame in our update, but I think it's fine. We're gonna say if, see, and we don't actually, yeah, we don't want to give it a random assignment in our update function. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, it was probably right when I was at work. Normally, if I'm in the office, I'll pop on Twitch and see who's on. But I was in person for a lot of it, and I can't quite get away with watching Twitch when I'm filming a deposition. So, I probably could actually get away with it. I just don't. Yeah, we don't want a random walk speed assigned in our update, because that will assign a random walk speed every 60 seconds, and we don't want that. We want to do... I don't know. Ideally, we would give ourselves... And you know what, maybe... I guess let's try to give... Crap, I don't know. I think we want to say something like if the hard thing is we want to not change the walk speed for our player, who's also an entity. I contract with a firm here in town, so technically yes, but I've been close to actually just full time with them the past 3 months. But we'll be doing boot camp stuff here soon, and then I'm hoping I can get a programming job after the boot camp or shortly after the boot camp, and kind of, you know, really pivot my career while I'm stuck on assigning random walk speeds. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be updating the channel, you know, as it goes along. I want to try to still stream. I'm just cutting the streams a little shorter now that I got homework and stuff. So I'm sure I'll still be programming game stuff and keeping everyone on Twitch up to date with how that's going. But yeah, we'll see. I've got good hopes for it. I'm in the lucky, well, I guess not lucky, but I'm in the boat where I've done a lot of this stuff already, so I'm not totally fresh going into the boot camp. So I think I'm in a good spot. like, there's plenty to learn, obviously, but I'm not starting from scratch, so I think I'll have a decent leg up. Yeah, I will let you guys know how it goes for sure. I'm not so into web dev, but they focus on a lot of stuff like professional development and different tools for deploying applications on the web, so I'm interested in that more so than actually just HTML and CSS, so I'm curious to see. Apparently it's a good program and a lot of people recommend it, so I'm looking forward to it. Gosh, I don't know what the move is here. I wonder if we init our player. Let's go for we assign, instead of a walk speed, what we're actually going to do is we're going to comment this out. What just happened to me? We're going to comment this out. We're going to actually give ourselves a walk speed that is a math.random. Now, we want to see what values of a random walk speed we want to get. So I'm curious, if we take a look at our player walk speed, which is in our constants, our player walk speed is just a 1, so we probably don't want it walking any faster than the player. So I think, I don't know if a math.random will return a value in between 0 and 1. I'm not sure. The other way we can do it is get a math.random of 100 and then divide that by 10, so that we have a random 10th of a number. Does that sound right? Yeah, let's see. And you know what? Before we go about this, I'm curious if math.random will return a value in between 0 and 1. So let's see if it'll do that. So for right now, we'll leave this off. We'll get our original walk speed. And what I want to do is go to our scene, and we're just going to print up. We're going to just love.graphics.print anything on screen so that we can see. So we're going to say testing, and then we're going to say 0, 0. And then we'll see if we do that. We're not rendering it. Do we have to set our color? And then I just got a MacBook for school, and I can't get this game to look right on the Mac. The scaling is all off, so I'm working on fixing that. So hopefully, if people have a Mac and want to download the repo and have it look how it should, I'll be able to do that. So let's hope that's the case. I can figure that out. I've seen and played other games that work just fine, so I'm just doing something wrong in my repo as is. Yeah, you know, I just hate Windows. I hate Windows so much. I actually I really don't enjoy that I have to be on Windows for streaming. I was on Linux for the first 300 episodes or so. It's just that the drivers for the hardware encoding on OBS weren't up to snuff on Linux. So I'm stuck with Windows. But Windows works nice with the Stream Deck, so that's been a plus. Okay, so what we're gonna do is run a math.random function, and we're gonna give it two values, 0 and 1. I'm curious if this just alternates between 1 and 0. We have to also convert this to a string. Okay. I just thought of a vim command. Yep, it's just doing 1 and 0. That's kind of what I thought it would be. It's not giving us a decimal. So, yeah, you know, oh, okay, what distro are you rocking? I really just, dude, what kills me is I'll just turn on my computer and Windows will say finishing an update, and I can't just use my computer. It's like, one, I didn't tell you to update. Two, why are you making me wait right now when my machine should just be on? Like, Mac has not once done that to me. Not once. Okay, you know, I've tried maybe 6 distros and never actually just Ubuntu. I need to give that one a shot, because I've gone from, like, I think I started with Manjaro and then Mint and then Pop OS and then Debian 12. I like Debian the most out of the ones I've tried, and I've been doing it maybe like 4 years or so, so I gave them each maybe like 6 or 8 months of kind of testing. I had problems with Pop OS getting my computer to wake up from sleep, so I switched off that. But I do like Debian, which was Ubuntu based. It's just that the hardware encoding on my graphics card wasn't good enough for streaming. Yeah, I'll give Ubuntu a proper chance one of these days. Okay, so I think what we want to do here is give us, like we said, what we'll do is we'll assign a random variable to be equal to this math.random, but we want to give it a random value between 1 and 100, and then we want to cut that in by 10th to give us, or divide by 10. Yeah, we want to divide by 100 actually. So we'll get random divided by 100. And then we'll try to print up random instead of this. So we'll go here and we'll say that this is random. There we go. So that looks like it is numbers in between 0 and 1. So that's looking good. So now we just need to assign our walk speed of our entity right before we update. But we want them to have a consistent. You plug around enough with OBS and you can get it to run really smooth in Ubuntu. Man, dude, well, I maybe should have tried Ubuntu then. I mean, I know Debian is like Ubuntu based, but it didn't have access to all like the most recent drivers, I think, because it's supposed to be super stable. VM to Twitch running Ubuntu, and it really ran well. That's impressive to me. But what kind of sucks too is, like, now I've got my Windows config set up as much as I hate it. The Stream Deck is really nice on Windows. So I think unless, because they have, I tried Stream Deck UI for Python for Linux, and it had very limited capability. So like the Stream Deck is a nice reason to stay on Windows. But I'm curious now. I'm curious, do you do the LTS Ubuntu, whichever ones? Because it's not like I'm not actually interested in running Ubuntu on Windows. Like, I want to nuke Windows and just be on Ubuntu. Like, I don't like Windows. But if you recommend like the LTS Ubuntu or whatever it's called, whatever is that whatever they call the most stable current release? So we don't want to update our walk speed here because we'll get a random walk speed. We want to modify it. We want to modify our walk speed to be, gosh, I don't even know. I've never even heard of Proxmox. Proxmox is the virtual machine, you're saying? This is tricky because we can't... We need to define walk speed. Okay, I know where we need to do it. I know where we need to do it. It's not in our scene, but let me get our random code out of here. Let's snag our random code. And we'll go to where we're actually instantiating the enemy or the entity. Not in our scene. Okay, VM server. Proxmox. Yeah, never heard of it. Sounds like a Pokemon almost. Where are we doing our freaking entity instantiation? That's our spellcast entity. Is it in our... We do it here in our map declarations. Okay, so here is where we want to give us a different walk speed. So if we do it here, it will not give our player a walk speed of whatever, but we do need the random number. Oh, maybe we got to do it right here. Okay, so local random gets a random between 1 and 100. We divide that number by 100, and then we're going to assign that to be our walk speed. So we're going to say walk speed gets random. Okay, I'm curious. We've got to also go back to our entity class, and we've got to go back to where we're rendering. It's actually in our scene. Go back to where we're rendering our math.random and take that out because that's no longer in there. Do they look like they have a random walk speed? No, they look like they've all got the same walk speed. But does that walk speed change? You got 3 Windows VMs, 2 Ubuntu server, run Minecraft servers, 2 Ubuntu LTS, all in one machine, all virtual, all customizable. Okay. Yeah, at the end of the day, my thing is just like, I don't want to be on Windows, even running Ubuntu. I just hate Windows. But I've got a couple SSDs inside my computer for other not partitions, but other, like I have my Debian on my other SSD, so I'll probably nuke that, and because it's a 2 terabyte SSD, so I'll probably, the M.2, so I'll probably nuke that, and I either will give me an application, oh, so you're saying, okay, you got the Windows VM on your Ubuntu. Is that what you're saying? Okay, if that works, then that's cool. That's really cool. So is Proxmox on Windows or is it on Linux? Okay. Hey, dude, I will check that out. That sounds up my alley, so I will give that a peep. Let's just say that this walk speed is 10. Are they walking faster? Come on. See, why are they not? Did I spell walk speed wrong? What is going on up here, man? We've got walk speed. Yeah, we've got walk speed. That is what we define it as. You know what? I think we're missing... No. Walk speed gets 10. There's one more thing. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. So that's why you're saying you had a good day today? Does everything work? Is this for the deer deterrent? Why is this not working? Entity. Oh, that's a bummer, dude. That's a bummer. Back when I had a yard, I would grow a whole bunch of peppers, and those bastards, the tomato hornworms, those things are psycho, dude. That thing like ate through a whole plant of mine in afternoon. What are we missing? I feel like we're missing one. Okay, so I guess the question I have is if we set this to be equal to 10 instead of this walk speed, would that give us a faster gecko? I just want freaking fast gecko. What the heck is going on? They're all still the same freaking speed. So what is going on? Now we declare them entity instantiations and then we overwrite their things here. We gave them a 10. I think there's one more thing we're missing that we have to... Nice. That's cool, dude. Hey, congrats on getting those assembled. Those came pretty fast, right? Not maybe less than a week those came in the mail. Or I guess just over a week if they came today. Yeah. Hey, that's not bad. That's about 52 iterations a year. If you order the second iteration the day you get your ones delivered. What are we missing? We're just like, what is going on? I feel like there's one thing we're missing here. Let me just see where we do all of our types here. Okay, type is probably a bad thing to call things because type is called in other things. That's one cool thing. Like I loved, I liked this, I'll show you what it looks like. Let me just pull up like an actual video of it. Okay, let's see here. So this game called Shenzhen.io, you have these little like microcontrollers. I know it's different than your PCBs, but you get like schematics. Like in this game, you work for a company, a hardware company. So they give you schematics about like, hey, we need to build a security camera that blinks every 3 seconds and long blinks whenever it detects motion. So then you have like a simulated output you need to make, and then you use this made up programming language. Oh, this is the exact thing I was talking about, the surveillance camera. So he's coding like the assembly style language on the processors there to get the correct output here. So like something like this, so that it's not, you know, it's not that you have to draft stuff up and then wait a week to go test it and see if it's working, but there's like a software version that you can test and run the tests on, so that, you know, you can get those iterations done faster. This is a really good game. It's a steep learning curve, and I'm only on like the 6th mission or something, but it's very cool. Yeah, I recommend it. Or at least checking it out. You know, people will build all kinds of shit in this. Like, people can build video games with just that assembly programming language. It's made up, but all programming languages are made up, right? So to me, it's still like legit. Like, dude, I don't get why walk speed isn't changing our freaking walk speed. Now, maybe we're updating. I don't think we're updating our walk speed anymore. Yeah, that's the only time we reference it. Let's see if we reference it anywhere else. Oh, yeah, we do. We modify our walk speed in our entity walk state, which is why it is doing what it's doing. Okay, so we just need to take that out, and then we'll see if we have the super speed geckos. So let's take this out. We should have super fast geckos. They should go speed of 10. Oh my, no, Jesus. Oh my God, oh shit, that fucking... Holy crap. Okay, yeah, that like actually freaked me out. Okay, so this is where we want random. Then in our entity, we'll take it out. So, oh yeah. That's right. Okay, check that out. Yeah, now they got random speeds. Yes. So now they are still. I don't like how fast that one is. It's like as fast as us. But that slow one is just getting left behind. I still don't like. Oh, that was weird. I don't like how, oh God, it's all jacked. I don't like how they still all match my X position. So, you know, half of them match my X position, or all of them match my X position. It's a little less noticeable now that they're different speeds, but okay, so instead of getting a random 1 to 100, you make up programming languages, but it tells me to just leave. Uninstall, get out. Your programming languages says? Have you actually, like, do you mess around with code much, or like is it mainly on the hardware side for you? We're gonna go to entities, map declarations here, and in our random, this is where, so like we want the slowest gecko to get maybe 0.25, which is a quarter speed of what it used to be, and then the fastest, what just happened there? Then the fastest gecko may be all the way up to 85, so a better range. You know, hey, ChatGPT got my bot here running on Node.js. So it definitely can do a lot of cool stuff. See, I like the different speed geckos. That's looking better, but they still match my X position first, and then Y. So we need to give them a potential AI either the AI that prioritizes our X position or the AI that prioritizes our Y position. So if we look in our entity class, we'll see where we actually have that. It's in our process AI, and it's in our state machine. So it's in our entity walk state. Yeah, dude, don't feel bad. Feel bad if you just copy and paste all of it and then only ever do exactly what it says and never try to tweak it and actually get it to do what you want. So like use it as a starting point and then try to understand what it's doing or why it's wrong, because it'll spit out wrong shit all the time. And since you don't know what the code is, you don't know any better. So it's almost like you have to start really stupid with it, and so that you can see how it's kind of handling it, so that you can start to learn it. But it's a tool just like anything, right? So it's like you don't rely on a hammer to actually nail the things to the wall. You have to be given the hammer and then you use it appropriately, right? So it's like just like ChatGPT, you got to just use it smart, because it will give you stupid answers all the time. So it's a good thing, but you can't rely on it. But yeah, I agree, it's really cool. Exactly, and it's so good for stuff like that. It's so good for like, hey, can you define this term in a way I can understand it? It's great at doing that stuff. It's not so great at writing a Twitch chatbot from scratch with all the features you want. Because that's what I was just trying to tell it. I was like, bro, I want active chatters to have avatars on screen. How do I do that through HTML? Through a WebSocket server talking to OBS. It was a lot. Okay, we've got a process AI. Okay, so here I think, let's see if we can figure out if this is our prioritize X position on our player AI, then let's see if we can swap it to be prioritize Y. And I think what that means is we just have to ask these things first. And then I think that's what we need to do. Let's see if it prioritizes our Y instead of X now. Yeah, see now he's tracking me on the Y position, not the X. So if we give these guys either, oh lordy. The X, yeah, they're not ever coming back to us to X. So if our Y is beneath our player, we're going to be a direction up. If our Y is smaller than our player, we're going to be direction down. Then if our entity, okay, I think we need, shit. Yeah, why is this all jacked? This is the X tracking, which seems to work fine. But the Y tracking isn't as simple as just doing... So yeah, if our gecko's top is beneath our player, and maybe this is actually plus its height. No. Then okay, no, yeah, this is weird that we're doing this. We should maybe check based on the middle of the character instead of the top of the character. That doesn't explain why it would be so jacked up though. Our entity Y is smaller than our Tashio Y, which is above our character. Then we need to be a direction down. if our entity's x is greater than the right side of the character. See, so this should be, well, shit. You know what? We might need this +2 on the y instead of the x here. Let's see. Shit, man. They're not triggering left or right. Why are they doing this? They're never getting to evaluate this because they're swapping between these two over and over and over. So why does our other one work? We're checking our entity's position to see if it's greater than the right side of Tashio +2. Then if the right... Okay, that makes more sense, yeah. We want a +2 here and then check this side with a +2 so that they don't keep alternating back and forth. Well, let's see. Okay, yeah. Now they're still a little jacked up. Okay, cool. So if we had a mix of some of these are tracking our Y position and some of them are tracking our X position with different walking speeds, that'll feel so much better than what it used to be. So we need here, I guess we need, if we say local random 1, 2, local random gets a math.random, and we say 1 or 2, and then we say, you know, right here we'll say, if random is 1, then go ahead and track our X position. And then we'll get this uncommented. Oh, come on. And then we'll say, we can put this in the else, I guess. So we'll say, what did I jack up? There we go. Okay, so we're going to leave a little note here saying this is track player's Y position. And this is track player's X position. Okay, so every time we process... Oh, shit. You know, I'm curious what this does, because this is actually changing the entity's prioritization on a per frame basis. Oh, geez, yeah, that's why he gets the... Yeah, we don't want to do this. We want to give them a default. Okay. So I think what we've got to do is take this out. This will be our X. We need to split out. Let's see. So if this is our track our Y position, we need this in its own function. Shit. This is tough because we need to pass all these parameters not only from our scene, but from our scene to our state machine to our entity state machine. So it just gets messy. Okay, so I got an idea. We can leave this. We can leave this as it was. But we're not doing a random here. What we want to do is we're gonna have to have our entity type. We have to say if self.ai aiPath, something like that. Now convention I've been sticking with is camel case, so we'll say aiPath. That looks jacked. aiPath. Okay. So if self aiPath is 1, we're going to go ahead and have them track our X position before getting closer on the Y. So now we just need to give our entity a dot, and it's actually not self because we're in our walk state. So we need to go into the entity that we passed for this walk state, entity dot aiPath. Now I think what we can do is in our map declarations, we have to do this in 2 spots. What we're gonna do is, the random is fine for our walk speed, but we need a random path. And it's going to get a math.random of a number between 1 and 2. And it's gonna be local. And we'll put it, so now each entity has a random path, and then in here we need to say random path. It's actually aiPath, camel case, right? aiPath. Is that right? Gets random path. And we need to not forget that and that. And then we need to do another oh, this is jacked, not path like this. At least we're not crashing. We need to go into our entity class itself and say that we have a path now, and it's called aiPath, and it gets whatever we define our aiPath to be. Let's see. Wow. No. They're all tracking our X. They're just different speeds. Okay. So, let's instead of trying to give us a random path here in our map declarations, what we're gonna do is actually, not assign it here. Let me just see if we give this 2. aiPath of 2 should track our Y position, and if that works, then we're in business. Hey, tracking our Y. Okay, cool. So all we have to do is hopefully say that this needs to get our random path, and our random path is either 1 or 2. So I guess the only thing is this might become the same value for all the ones we're initting, because it runs 60 times, or I think it might be running once a second. Well, yeah, see, they're all tracking my Y. No, wait. Oh, shit. This is interesting. That guy's tracking my Y. Okay, I think it's working. Oh my god, it's freaky. Yeah. Oh, this is cool. There's still some bugs with how they kind of render. And why is it we're only getting 3 these days? We should have 5 of these guys. Okay, there we go. Wow, that is looking sick. That looks so much better than them all tracking my X position. Oh my gosh, this is cool. Yes. Get fucked. Oh my god. Yeah, thanks, K-Tronics. This is like, this is super fun. I mean, you know, it's buggy, but I'm able to, even though it's bad code, I know it's bad code, but I'm able to express what I'm trying to express for the most part. Oh god, I mean, it's buggy, but when they get stuck inside me like that. Let's take down the top speed of our map, of our geckos here, so they're not as fast. Take down their top speed. That's cool. I love how the spellcast entities knock them in the direction that they're hit. So like I hit him from the right there, so he bounces to the left. Then I hit him on the right from the left and he bounces right. Like, that's cool. Yes, dude. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so at this point, oh, this is getting exciting. This is getting exciting because what we can do, now we just have to add a health meter to our geckos. And then let's say every time they collide with anytime they're colliding with an active spellcast, they lose X amount of health every frame. And then once they're at 0 health, then they change their animation to become a normal gecko, and then they change their AI to be normal gecko AI, so we can have a cleansing effect. You know, we hit them with the flames, they have less and less health until they're a normal gecko again, and then they run off screen and deinstantiate. And then, you know, gosh, it's so cool. We're doing exactly what we want. Yeah, dude, get the fuck out of here. Get the... This is cool. This is cool. Cool. Okay, and I'm curious what our, if we have only one spellcast entity, how much harder that is. So, because I'm kind of thinking, if you've ever played the, oh gosh, it's so much harder with just one. I'm thinking if you've ever played, what's it called? Tears of the Kingdom. It starts you off with full hearts and a fully powered Master Sword. And spoilers if you haven't played the first 2 minutes of Tears of Kingdom. But they start you off with all this powerful stuff, and you get to have it for the very couple minutes of the start of the game, and then they take it away from you. So I'm kind of thinking that it might be kind of fun to start as a fully powered sorcerer. Well, no, I guess then it takes away, well, I don't know, it depends. If it's short enough, if it's just like for the intro, because I'm thinking like maybe for the intro, you play as Tashio with like 5, right? So like you get hit by a whole swarm and you're able to like defend because it's easy enough to stand in one spot and just balance your manus and cleanse all the bad guys or do whatever. Like you start off like that for the very intro of the game, and then you have to start from the ground up again. So it's like you get like a little tiny taste of what you can be, you know, with a full powered spell. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, I'm out of manus. That's just an idea though. I don't know if we want to do that, but I kind of like that idea of like having a very quick time where you get a taste of the power, and then when you're playing it, it'll be easier than it was at the very beginning, but you only have the one spell, so you have to try a lot harder to just get the one spell to do the same amount of work. The way they freak out when they land on me is just so freaky. Okay. I'm glad we were able to pull that off. That's really cool. I think I'm about to wrap it up because I've got some homework that I want to work on, and I'm going to be working on getting this game to work on Mac with the Retina displays, because right now it is not scaling correctly, and I've tried other projects that I've made in Lua and they are working correctly. So there's something in this repo currently that's not scaling our game to the correct dimension, desktop dimension. So I want to fix that, because if someone wants to, if someone catches the stream and wants to play it on their own machine, if they have a Mac, they're going to run into the same problems I am, which is it just looks gross. But let's leave ourselves a note here saying, I want to say like, start game with a quick session of 5 spells sprite cast? ? We did do this. We shrunk our spellcast entity. We did that just today. So we'll move this up to our completed. Randomize entity AI. We did that today. That's great. Yeah, we need to do this frame rate interdependence for the player and spellcast, because we've got it for our entity at least, for our gecko entities at least. And then song. I think we did do that. Draw gecko on scene. We've got that. Okay. So we've got a lot of this stuff. We got this, spellcast entities. Casting spell sprites, we've got that. Now we need to add health. We need to add health to our corrupted geckos. That will probably be tomorrow, because I really want to get that transition once we cleanse the geckos. They get rid of their goop, and then they turn into normal gecko with no particles, and they just run off screen. I think that's going to be fun. And then, honestly, we'd probably work on some sound effects. Because the sound effects are going to start to make it feel a lot funner. I know this because I waited so long to add sound effects on Joust, and it actually made the biggest difference in terms of like how fun it was to play. So I'm curious what our sound effects might be like, but once we've already got the collision detection working, so we can go ahead and just add a health field to our corrupted geckos, decrement a certain amount of health per frame we're colliding, and then once our health hits 0, we swap our entity's animation, we remove its particle system, and we give it a different AI, and then it'll become, very interactive and fun. So I think we're in a good spot to stop today. We're going to add health to our corrupted gecko. We're going to decrement health upon cast collision. Dude, the Mexican food's getting ready to go. It's getting ready to... Oh man. Decrement health upon cast collision, and then we want to change gecko back to, or I guess cleanse gecko. It'll be cleanse gecko with running away AI. That'll be fun. Dude, it's bad. It's bad. It's like one where you feel your stomach sink, like the whole of your stomach, the entirety of it is just lower than it used to be. Like it's sitting down there, dude. It's doing. Oh man, okay. That's good though. That's good. Oh, cool. I do want to maybe do this still. Some like, I want to do some kind of global weather particles, you know, like some snow or some rain or some sunlight or some wind, and have a different kind of chance for different environmental effects, as well as I want to ultimately add some special music, like some special soundtrack that is adaptive to how you play. So it's like as you're there's going to be like a global kind of balance, equilibrium in the world. So like as you start cleansing the world of a lot of this corruption, you'll start to achieve more balance in the overworld. And when it's more balance, you hear less of the environmental sounds and more of the music underneath, or something like that. I haven't thought it through all the way, but I know I want to mess around with that sort of stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at our get status. We've modified a bunch of different files. Let's check out what we did. We've got an AI path now inside our entity init. We've got a fire spell collides, which is a shrunken hitbox for our fire spell, so that it's more accurate to the sprite. And then we're checking the collision based off that fire spell collides instead of the random or the normal AABB. And then we are in our entity. What is this? This is in our map declarations. What we're doing is we're giving us a random path for the entity and a random walk speed. And we go ahead and assign those in our map declarations. And then we have a flame collision buffer. That's for the offset for the new function we just wrote. Then we have, and you know what? I'm going to delete this before we commit. In our entity walk state process AI, we have an old commented out version. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, entity walk state right here. We want to, was this it? Hold on a second. What is all this shit? This is all random crap. This was like when we were trying to do this differently. Now our process AI just asks for a AI path. And what we can do, because we can give it different AI paths, not just one or anything else, we can say entity.aiPath is equal to then go ahead and explicitly do this. Okay. I think I like that. It's always nice when I can actually get a feature out, you know, in an hour or so. So that's really nice. Our game's starting to feel more like a game. Like once we get entities colliding with collidable map objects, so they can't do it, we'd have to give them a little bit smarter of an AI so they don't get stuck walking into the wall at all times. And then, and actually maybe we can just kind of randomly swap. Well, it's tough because it's like, if there's like a corner of collidable objects and the player's on the other side, we'd have to add some more advanced path finding so that the guys can get out of the corner. Or we can kind of just randomize it and hopefully they'll get out eventually. I don't know, but they would have to, they'd have to walk away from the player in that case, which is just more advanced AI. So it depends how we design our levels. It depends on how we randomize their AI a bit more. Because what we can do is we can just swap their AI path. You know, every 5 seconds or so, we can just swap their AI path just to keep it interesting. And what that would do is like if a gecko's down here and you're up here, it might be trying to match your Y, and then it would switch to matching its X. So it would kind of cut over early. So that could be a good idea. I'll add that to our notes, and then we'll commit here. Let's say like swap AI path randomly for more interesting behavior. I like that idea. It's not very advanced, but it would give it a little more character, because it wouldn't just be picking one direction and then matching that, and then walking in an L basically. Instead of walking in an L, it'll walk parts of an L and then parts of the other L and then parts of the other L, and it'll kind of zigzag. Because when we switched it every frame, it was like zigzag, zigzag, and it was just flipping out, going diagonal, which made sense, but we want to just slow down how fast they switch so that they can do a zigzag. Or just one zigzag, or just an L. It'll just be kind of interesting to switch it up. Okay, so we're gonna go git add to the staging area, commit with a message saying corrupted gecko walk speeds. I'm gonna say random walk speeds and random AI path. I want to say not random, I'm gonna say and 2 AI paths. That's cool. All right. Well, hey, Ktronics, if you're still here, I appreciate you hanging out. That was fun. Our friend, our Lua programmer friend, is streaming right now. He just finished a game jam for his Pico 8 game, so I figure I'll just raid him again, because he's a cool dude. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow. Yo, thanks, man. These toilet adventures are gonna go hard here.